Hello, everyone. Let's move on with our next workshop of the day with the theme of launch of Bharat Bill Pay i3 Ideathon. Let me first introduce our moderator, Mr. Ashutosh Dubey, Lead Business Analytics from National Payments Corporation of India, that is NPCI. For the workshop, we have our speakers. First, we have Mr. Rahul Tandon. He's the head BPPS Product Development NPCI. Next, we have Mr. Shubhradeep Bhattacharya, in charge Product Development and Transformation from NPCI. And finally, we have Mr. Prashant Balasubramanian. He is the lead BBPS from NPCI. Welcome, everyone. Over to you, Mr. Dubey.
Hi everyone. Thanks, Shivani, for introducing us. Welcome you all. And this is a big moment for us that we are launching Bharat Bill Pay Ideathon, i3 Ideathon for the audience. So as Shivani has introduced everyone, I want to invite Mr. Rahul Tandon to just give a brief about what is his expectation. Yes, over to you, Rahul.
Okay, I'm Rahul Tandon and I head the product and market development for Bharat Bill Payment System. So just to give a brief overview, minute or two, just to get everybody on the same page, BPPS essentially is an RBI conceptualized platform. It's an ecosystem. It's not like a product where it was launched around 3 years ago. And it was launched with five major categories like utility payments, which tend to touch all the households and almost all the consumers in the country, like electricity and water, ETH, mobile postpaid, etc. Ever since the baby has grown up and it has matured, and we are seeing billions of transactions a day, and we must be touching you one way or the other when you are going to your bank apps, because the authorized entities who are allowed to connect to Bharat Bill Pay, you are also using them from big digital players like Google, etc., down to a bank like ICICI, SBI, etc. Since then, RBI realized that here is a huge platform, an ecosystem where every consumer is a stakeholder. So it was decided to expand from the five mandated categories to anything and everything which has recurring payments. So as of today, we have expanded into a huge number of categories, from loan EMI repayments to recurring deposits to rentals, you name it, we are there. So as we have been chugging along, we've also realized that there are many aggregators, TSPs, stakeholders in the system who would want to become, part of the ecosystem per se. Because traditionally the entire platform has been more or less led by aggregators who have been there in the system of the Mufasal kind for a very long time, whereas we all realize that today, some innovators sitting in a garage can change the world, right? So we decided to create this hackathon. The idea behind the hackathon was that people understand the system, people see the direction where we are going, and also come up with ideas with regard to certain problem statements, which Subhradeep will take along and explain it to you. Work with us, how we can make it more efficient, how
Great.
and everybody can
Thanks.
plug in and provide. Okay.
Yeah, Rahul. Thank you so much. So I think you have set the context for this 40 minutes session for everyone. And now I like to ask Shubhadeep that he can give an overview of Bharat Bill Pay. So the structure of this workshop will be Bharat Bill Pay introduction will be given by Shubhadeep. Then we'll come to the ideathon problem statements and also explain the audience that how they can participate and come and contribute to this ideathon and to this mission with us. So over to you, Supradeep. Supradeep, we are not able to hear you. Are you there?
Yeah, hi, Ashutosh. Sorry, I was in mute and I didn't tell you.
Sure, sure. Please, you can start. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Arshad. So, hello everyone. So you might not have been given the option to unmute and say hello to us, so you can say hello to us in the chat box. My colleague Prashant is here with us, and we will do this presentation together. Hi, Prashant.
Shubhadeep. Hi, Shubhadeep.
Okay, so to all of you who have come, who's been part of this presentation, a warm welcome to Bharat Bill Pay I3 Ideathon. We call it I3, which stands for Ideate, Innovate, and Implement. This global fintech fest reached congregation of fintech community, and we took this opportunity to involve all of you to together ideate, innovate, and implement the next critical feature that we can implement in Bharat Bill Pay system to make it the world's largest bill payment system. So, I will start with a brief introduction of what Bharat Bill Pay system is. So Bharat Bill Pay system is a product of NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, and was envisaged by Reserve Bank of India to give a structural overhaul to the overall bill payment systems in India. So which, as we are saying in the slide, it's which integrated with all the biller system, interoperable among customer touch points, and accessible to every kind of billers and customers. To this diagram, which for the flow, so I will come back to this in some time. So be happy, be assured is our slogan. We had a video, but I think uh, yes. So you might not be able to get the video, but what it says that it's Bharat Bill Pay is the one-stop destination for all the recurring payments, and these are the few of the categories that been highlighted. Yeah, we are all present in city, telecom, insurance, DTH. So as Rahul said, you name it and we have it. And we like many more categories where we are going and we are expanding rapidly. And the potential volume that we see for us to reach is 20 billion transactions in a year by year 2024-25. So any question you have, you can please write down in the Q&A section. You can write it down as we go, or you can hold it to the end. So any which way, we'll answer all the questions before we end the session. So this slide talks about a very high level architecture of Bharat Bill Pay. So I start with the billers. So billers are integrated with biller OUs operating units. Biller OUs are in turn connected with Bharat Bill Pay. Similarly, customers are connected with touch points provided by customer OUs such as Beam, Google Pay, Phone Pay, the banks such as HDFC, ICICI, Kotak, and many more. And then customer OUs are connected to us. So that's how the ecosystem is all connected. The current counts as it stands is have 240 billers, and as we said, we are adding billers rapidly. We have 20 biller OUs, 60 customer OUs, and 50 plus agent institutions. Salient features of Bharat Bill Pay: it's operable, cost effective, for dealers and customers, integrated with all existing bill payment platforms, having its own customer campaign management system, a single brand to create the customer trust, standard processes, and accessible to all digital customers and dealers. So before I jump into the ideas and problem statements and those details, maybe I can take a pause and answer some queries if there is any. Prashant, is there any query that?
I don't think we have got any questions. I don't think we have got any questions till now.
Okay.
So,
So
guys, in case you have any questions, please, you can unmute your mic and, be free to ask any questions regarding the same.
So, Mr. Balasubramanian, what we have asked our audiences, they can share their questions with us on message. They can drop their questions on chat, and by end of the session, before 10 minutes, we can take all of the we can take up all the questions from the audience.
Great, great.
sure.
Okay.
So I think Subhadeep, you
then-
can continue with the challenges and the innovations.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Prashant. So here are the business challenges that we have thrown to the audience here. So together, I'd like to ideate on next few big things that Bharat Bill Pay can implement to fuel the next phase of growth. The problems noted it at a very high level, and we want the audience to think as innovative and creative as you want to. We are open to all kind of ideas as long as they are implementable and impactful. The statements here are just few clues and not at all the exclusive set. So maybe you have already read it, but still, as a courtesy, I will read it out for you. So the first business challenge was first of the business challenges. It reads like, what features or functionalities could be built in Bharat Bill Pay which can enhance customer convenience, delight, can convert more offline recurring payments to online, or can whichever way lead to more customer transactions on Bharat Bill Pay platform. So this question is it's giving more features and functionalities to the customers. And the number one. Number two
Shubhadeep,
is,
just one this thing. So today we have approximately today our, if you see the entire segment that today we have is majorly consumers still today go on a biller own collection point, which means that still today a young guy or a old lady still goes to the shop or the collection center where he needs to pay bills. Amidst these COVID times, I think time is changing and is the situation of going contactless or using digital payments. So the moot point here is how the 70 to 80 percentage people who are still going offline to those touch points, and how do we convert those particular offline recurring payments to online. That's one of the key key things that we have in mind, that how I don't know if you guys have seen few ads where a customer using a lot of mobile apps or a lot of touch points, he is loaded with he doesn't know where to go to pay his bills, when Bharat Bill Pay is one of those destinations which has all recurring payments embedded. So choosing to walk or spending cost for a particular period of time than adopting to Bharat Bill Pay, what are those features that could be added, that Shubhradeep has rightly highlighted, which gives convenience to the end consumer? So that is one of the key aspects. And we also have 4 million retail touch points, and those retail touch points, how do we make them more accessible and amenable? And I think Shubhradeep will take you to the next point. Shubhradeep, you may continue.
yeah, so just continuing going to the next point is so as Prashant was saying, that we have millions of touch points, physical touch points also on ground, and how we can build an efficient and friendly channel and agent locator navigator feature in Bharat Bill Pay, where customers can easily locate and can access them. So that's the second problem statement we have. Prashant, anything you would like to add here?
Basically, in this kind of feature, I'll tell you why this feature is basically needed. A locator is needed. Let's take today. I am using a service of a gas company today. Let's take I'm using a service of Adani or a Gujarat Gas. Today, the major scenario across India here is everybody is wants to go digital or wants to offer customer a service near to their home, or near to their doorstep. Doorstep banking is getting evolved like anything. So the our focus is, with so many retail touch points that we have, how do we build a solution which could reach the end customer? He knows that if I want to pay my Adani gas bill or a Mahanagar gas bill, or I want to pay a loan or do a recharge, which is the nearest touch points? And today, every biller or recurring payment or every consumer actually wants the solution. So how do we offer that solution to the end consumer, keeping in mind that these consumers might not be that tech savvy. Those consumers might have not, used a digital platform, but they are very convenient going to the shop and paying those, recurring payments or doing a electricity bill payment. So this is one of the core, how do we reach the end mile consumer with so many retail agents? I think that's one of the key challenges that we have today.
Yes, Prashant. So it's more of the discovering those agent locations and accessing them. So
Shubhadeep, really right.
yes. So moving on to the third point. We have already briefed you about the different recurring biller category we are already in, and we are exploring and going into. But here, third point talks about that what all the further business use cases or recurring payment scenarios where the Bharat Bill Pay can contribute beyond the existing use cases that we are exploring. So, you can go, creative, and, you can suggest us those recurring payment scenarios we might not be thinking right now, and which are big enough market for, to capture. So this is the third point we have. Similarly so just continuing the third point, the fourth point talks about uh, B2B business scenario. So primarily we are into retail customers paying their bills or doing recurring payments. Now how Bharat Bill Pay can help in B2B business scenarios such as B2B recurring payments, supply chain management, or any other business invoicing. So this is a big market, and how Bharat Bill Pay can contribute here. So these are the four business challenges. As we are saying, this is not lost list. These are just few of the directions, few of the clues. So any idea which can Bharat Bill Pay ecosystem, user transactions, customer convenience, anything, any of those idea is welcome. Prashant, you will like to add anything, or I should go to the next slide?
You can continue.
Okay, sure. So next comes the submission template. We'll just explain it a bit. So submit your proposal. So these are the few of the fields. First is a problem statement. So you find the problem statement in your own words and define it in not like a broad statement that we have given. So define it in particularly. The proposed solution, you give the solution, the target user for that solution, value proposition for that user, why that user should use the solution, and if you have to implement it, then how you would like to go about it. So that's the implementation plan we're looking for, and the key assumptions I have taken in this entire process. So these are the six fields that you need to submit. So please note that we are not looking for you to present us the implementation of your idea, but we need the thinking of that idea and give us the complete brief of that idea, like from the idea till how we can take it to the market stage. So the complete details of that whole whole idea is what we are looking for. Okay, so going to the next slide. This is the timelines. So today, 22nd June, we are now announcing this Ideathon Open. On Saturday, 25th, we will have an invitation with the registered teams. The details will be shared with the registered teams. On 3rd of August will be the last date of submission. On 6th of August, we'll release the first round of shortlisted candidates. On 10th of August, we'll have another round of AMA session with the shortlisted candidates where we can in detail discuss few of the questions we might have when we're thinking of this whole idea. The 14th August is the last date for final submission. 18th August, we release the next phase of shortlisted candidates. And 21st August is when the final showcase in front of the. These are the timelines. So for the prizes, so we have prize money of rupees 1.5 lakhs for the gold category, rupees 1 lakh for the silver, and rupees 50,000 for the bronze. One category. However, we think more rewarding for the winners will be a chance to implement the idea along with NPCI and take it to the market, which is much more rewarding than this cash prize, and those implementation will be under separate commercial arrangement. And finally, this is the link to register for this idea.
Okay, so thanks Shubhadeep for the presentation, and I think just to go and explain about from the innovation side, like how people can approach this ideathon. So there's a difference between the ideathon and the hackathon, and which has to be clearly understood with the template which we have shared and which Shubhadeep has shown also. So the guys, we have launched this hackathon in CodeChef platform. I've put the link already in the chat, and we will share with the registered guys also who has participated in GFF with respect to what where they can go and do the submissions. We have also put the high-level problem statements around some research around BVPS in the portal itself. We have also put some of the links related to the document, but always our team, we have given a point of contact also where you can reach out to get to know more about BVPS as a platform and the problem statement. So all those things are available to everyone in the CodeChef platform. The the important date which has to be remembered is 3rd of August because that's the last date to submit your ideas. And these ideas not only talk about the four problem statement which has been mentioned, but even if they see in their common scenarios where more improvement can be done and more efficiency as well as user experience can be enhanced with respect to BPS system, that can be incorporated and suggested as part of the template. So I think BS team has explained you what is the system about, but there are definitely many questions which are there in your mind. Also, for the developer community to understand little technical aspects of BVPS, we have given the link of our API Accelerator platform as well, where BVPS APIs are already live. They can go there and do the stub testing. Also, the API specifications are also mentioned there. So if they think that their ideas require some technical assistance, they can use those APIs also and understand the flows of bill payments as well in the document. So that's the thing from our side, like from the innovation side. We are ready and we are happy to take some of the questions which has come up. So over to you, Shivani.
Thank you, Mr. Dubey. So we have got few questions for you. First, we have, So, Mr. Prashant Nayakanti wants to know if and who all can participate in the Ideathon first, and is it necessary to be a company or a startup, or anyone can apply as an individual?
So I can take that question if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyone, whether it's an organization, it's an individual developer, it's a budding engineer, it's a anyone in this world can participate in this ideathon. It's an ideathon, and it's open for everyone. We are not restricting basis demographic.
And students can also participate,
Yes,
right?
students also can participate. Yes.
Okay. And the next one is a working prototype required, or just an idea would do?
So for the first phase, sorry, Prashant, you want to answer that?
No, yeah, you can continue, Ashutosh.
Sure. So for the first phase, we are there's three timelines which we have sorted out. The first timeline on 3rd of August, we are expecting teams to submit their ideas, and then basis the more discussion, we will see how it can be done on the prototype.
Okay, from the question side, I guess this is all I have right
So,
now.
so Shivani,
Yes. Yes.
just to add to the second question,
Sure,
see,
Mr. Acharya.
if the idea, is like uh, if prototype is possible, then it's so as Ashutosh said, it depends on the idea. So if it's big enough idea, might not be able to implement the prototype at the given timeline. We are okay with the idea, but that's to be well thought through. But if the idea is something which can be implement, a prototype can implement and show, it's good. It's appreciated.
Okay, so we have got another one. So this is from Nilesh Khanapurkar. So can we integrate this API instead of integrating with bank OU and aggregators?
Sorry, can you just repeat the last line? I think that is a separate question, not related to this hackathon.
No. Yes, this is a separate one.
Yeah. So we can connect on offline for this. There's not a problem. You can reach out to us and we can discuss that.
Sure. And Mr. Rahul Pratap Yadav wants to know if you can elaborate on the impact of B2B invoice payments or BBPS.
So Pradeep, Rahul, you want to take that?
Take this one. So normally what has happened in the evolution of BBPS journey is that it has been more and more retail. Okay. So from a corporate perspective and a B2B perspective, there are n number of B2B supply chain management solutions waiting to happen on the platform. So when you're talking about e-invoices or invoices payment, it could also be supply chain management payments. You may call it invoicing or simply supply chain management. So this is a very big opportunity from a bulk and e-invoicing point of view. And it looks like an easy problem to solve, not quite an easy problem to solve. So we welcome ideas on this. Yeah.
So I'll request Shubhadeep, can you just go to the problem statement slide? Maybe audience will ask more questions related to that. Yeah. So I'll request audience, like we have product owners are already there with us. If they have some questions which comes instantly in their mind, I think it's a right forum to ask and clarify with respect to this ideathon. And we invite even the fintechs who are working in this domain, they should definitely come and participate, because it's an opportunity where if the idea is selected in the finale, they will get the chance to work with NPCI and do some POC around it. So it's a good opportunity for the fintech ecosystem as well as budding developers and startups.
So let's just wait for one more minute. Let's just see if we'll have more questions, and then we'll take it up.
Great. One more thing which I want to add with respect to these problem statement, that even the organizations can support the use of new technologies or assisted technologies which can enhance customer experience. So they should consider those also in their proposition when they are sharing with us. Also, we request that teams who are participating in this hackathon, they should understand the product so that it will not only help them, but they will try to address the right problem statement which is there in the ground. So that is also very important aspect while approaching this idea. If there are no more questions, I think Rahul, if you can conclude this session from your expectations.
Yeah. So the business challenges are the expectations, because as we are seeing the platform evolve, and we are seeing more and more fintechs and tech fins and coming and asking those questions. How do I standardize? How do I aggregate with the platform and also able to aggregate with the business on the other side? Because today technology itself is becoming a product, as we are seeing it's going along. So it's been a journey from a fintech to a tech fin. That is what we are expecting, the impact on the platform as well, because we have seen the evolution of some of the guys who used to come up in the earlier days and who were trying to address this problem with standardization and aggregating. Because I'll give you one example that really explain those business challenges. Like, we have thousands and thousands of schools out there, we have thousands of learning platforms out there. It is not possible for the traditional players to go and integrate it one and every one when you have to bring in millions of these subscribers on. So this is where the fintechs and tech fins can come in, help aggregate, help standardize, so that one hook can bring in everything. So they really need to bring in a lot of efficiency going along. It is no longer a traditional aggregator play. So there is a huge play out there, 20 billion worth of business out there. So it not only is a technical development challenge, there's a huge business challenge out there. So I would sum it by saying that see it as an opportunity, otherwise it's an opportunity loss.
No, it's a great opportunity for the large fintech system and those guys who are aspiring for to participate in that ecosystem. So I think thanks for your words, and I think we all will say all the best, and we'll definitely connect for the more interaction with the participants. Over to you, Shivan. You're on mute, I guess.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Mr. Dubey. Thank you, all the speakers, for this amazing session. I'd also like to thank NPCI for partnering with us for this amazing workshop. A special thanks to our attendees, sponsors, exhibitors, speakers, advisory board, brand ambassadors, ecosystem partners, FCC and PCI members and supporters in making Global FinTech Fest one of the biggest virtual events. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the session. We are signing off.
Thank you.
Thank you.